In the small matters trust the mind. In the large ones the heart. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or deepest despair. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. Everywhere I go I find a poet has been there before me. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. No flies fly to a boiling pot. When one does not have what he wants, one must want what one has. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. A woman should soften but not weaken a man. He does not believe that does not live according to his belief. My love is something valuable to me which I ought not to throw away without reflection. Men are more moral than they think and far more immoral than they can imagine. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you in the past. I have found little good about human beings. In my experience, most of them are trash. Love is a state of temporary psychosis. History is just new people making old mistakes. Two hallmarks of a healthy life are the abilities to love and to work. Each requires imagination. If you want your wife to listen to you, then talk to another woman. She will be all ears. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Experience teaches us that the world is not a nursery. When I am criticized, I can defend myself, but I am powerless against the praise. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Time spent with cats is never wasted. Writers write for fame, wealth, power, and the love of women. Love and work, work and love, that's all there is. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? From error to error, one discovers the entire truth. When inspiration does not come to me, I go halfway to meet it. The first requisite of civilization is that of justice. Dogs love their friends and bite their enemies, quite unlike people, who are incapable of pure love and always have to mix love and hate. I cannot think of any need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. Not all men are worthy of love. All family life is organized around the most damaged person in it. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. Just as no one can be forced into belief, so no one can be forced into unbelief. The mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Sadism is all right in its place, but it should be directed to proper ends. The weakness of my position does not imply a strengthening of yours. Flowers are restful to look at. They have neither emotions nor conflicts. If you don't like a person, it's because they remind you of something you don't like about yourself. Words and magic were in the beginning one and the same thing, and even today words retain much of their magical power. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea, they become powerless when they oppose it. The ego is not master in its own house. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. A layman will no doubt find it hard to understand how pathological disorders of the body and mind can be eliminated by mere words. He will feel that he is being asked to believe in magic. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind.